3, 2, 1. You have insurance for your home, your car. People even have renter's insurance. What about pet insurance? There is such an animal, pardon the pun. With that, we say good morning to Dr. Joel Saylor of Town Country Veterinary Clinic and start.
Good morning. Yeah, I want to talk about pet insurance a little bit, because pet insurance is one of those things the profession has sorely needed, and there have been some products available, just not necessarily ideal. The good news is these companies are getting to the point now where they're responding to the market. I want to talk about one in particular called Trupanion, and they actually probably have the slickest, seamless plan out there. But let's talk a little bit first about what we expect pet insurance to do. Because one of the reasons pet insurance has not taken off is we have an expectation as humans. We look at the human model, okay, where there's co-pays and there's negotiated things, and then there's in-network and out-of-network and blah, 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 blah.
Not to mention Medicaid, Medicare, and all that other stuff.
All the rest of that stuff. And so therefore there's things when we go and we expect to pay $10 for our negotiated exam, wellness exam, and go, well, that kind of environment doesn't really exist, and the companies that have attempted it, to me, it's just been a train wreck.
So how does it work?
So what it works more like is your collision insurance on your car. Okay, so for instance, you pay that, you can pay insurance so that if you hit somebody, you're covered and that kind of thing. But if you've got a nice car, you usually pay for collision insurance. That way, in case you're hit, you can get that car fixed.
Sure.
Okay, and with minimal amount. Like if you have a low deductible, you're going to pay a little higher premium. If you have a higher deductible, you're going to have a lower premium. That's exactly how pet insurance works. The best ones are the ones that are primarily major medical. So you come in, you pay your office visit. Okay, and then after that, once your deductible's met, it's basically 80-20 to a max. Okay, and so one of the cool things about Trupanion is there's no limit on. And so if you come in, you've got a diabetic, and it's an ongoing thing. The visits continue. Now, a lot of times they don't pay for the actual office visit, but diagnostics, ongoing foods, ongoing shots, and all these things are covered as part of that. So an example. You got a dog that's hit by a car. As a matter of fact, I was talking to the rep the other day. They have a 30-day trial, free. So you sign up for the free, and they have one dog that literally, during the 30-day trial, got hit, ended up having go to the doctor. They ended up incurring, because apparently it was just a horrendous accident, and I'm not sure what part of the country it was, but ended up incurring, in the double-digit thousands for multiple visits and repairs, and it was in a 30-day trial.
Wow.
And they covered, basically all they paid was the 20% of that.
Wow.
Now they ended up obviously switching, and getting the insurance probably out of kilt. but the point is that in a situation like that, a $1,000 bill can very quickly become $200.
Very
with
easy.
pet insurance.
Yeah.
Now the reason why people don't jump on board, because again, God forbid your pet never has anything bad that happens to them. Okay? So therefore, oh my goodness, I paid $20 a month and my dog didn't even have the decency of getting sick.
Yeah, really.
Okay? And see, that's where the shortcoming comes. It's just like car insurance, collision insurance. We pay that money in hopes we never need it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? And that's where people get a little confused with it. So, but Trupanion has been endorsed by the American Animal Hospital Association, and it's not the only one out there. There's several, but right now, just looking at all those, it seems to have the easiest to work with as far as user friendly. And again, I can tell you, in 24 years of practice, things are not getting cheaper for the pets, and insurance really is the only way that we can go ongoing and make sure that we can get all the right things for them.
Does the deductible have to change every year? You have to update that? Is it 1 year to the next to the
Well,
next?
that's the one cool thing about the Trupanion. If you start a young dog, like a puppy, okay, its premium is never really going to change throughout the life of the dog, except for just minor cost of living. They're not going to gig you every time just your dog gets older, okay? Where they will make a major change is if you change zip codes. And that's primarily because cost of care in Stark, Florida is vastly different than cost of care in New York City. Okay? But otherwise, like if you start a dog at at 1 year of age, when it's 16, 17, and 18, its premium's never really going to change appreciably. So starting a younger dog, it makes a whole lot more sense.
Good point.
So that's one neat thing about Trupanion. They don't punish you, and they really congenital conditions they do cover most of them.
And that is something that's the same as car insurance. It depends where you're from. New York rates are a little higher than Stark, Florida. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
So, exactly. So find out about pet insurance. It's at least well worth your time and effort to make the inquiries. And we'll be back right after this message.